Check this out. It's a motorized AI-powered webcam that can track you wherever you move. It's super smooth. It can track automatically well over 180 degrees, and it even goes up down a little bit. This is supposed to be a budget alternative to Insta360's Link. It's a super expensive $300 webcam, so this is a much more affordable competition. It's from a brand called Aicoco. I think it's Aicoco. They reached out on Instagram and asked me to take a look, so here it is. And boom. You're supposed to make that sound. So right off the bat, we have a card here. Everyone can dream and create. Oh, that's nice. Inside it, we have what looks like a user manual. Yep, it's a fairly simple user manual giving you a list of features. So this thing is a 2K webcam. It can output QHD video at 25 frames per second. And I did confirm with them that can it go higher frame rate like 30 FPS or 60 FPS. They said no, it's locked at 25 FPS only. We'll see how that looks like in a second. And there is a 6-axis gyroscope in there as well to control any shakes. Mounting seems pretty straightforward. It has a USB Type-C port on the left side here. It just mounts wherever on your laptop or your monitor, and you just plug it in with your USB connection. That's it. It has no software, no setup. It's plug and play. So it has 3 gestures. One will signal the start tracking, one will zoom in and zoom out, and the other will stop tracking. So yeah, we'll try that out soon. And there is the product itself. It's much more heavier than I thought, and it's built very well. Like, it's mostly made of metal and really good quality plastic. It's super smooth and silent. It doesn't really make any rattling or any scratching noises. It's really great. Very well made for the price. There's even a threaded mount underneath, so you can put it on a tripod if you want. And there's a sticker that says the camera is locked in factory position, because there is a lock here which actually keeps the camera in place without it moving. So you have to unlock it like that so it can track you around. It's a really genius design, both for safety as well as privacy. Like, this is how it will face you when you're sitting in front of the monitor. If you want some privacy, you can turn it off and turn it the other way like this, and you can lock it in place. So it can't turn and like look at you or whatever. It's a great 2-in-1 design. I like it. And in this box, I think we have a USB cable. Yeah, it's Type-C to Type-A, and that's all you need. There's nothing else in the box. Let's see how easy it is to set it up. I'll just connect the Type-C cable to this, and without any power, it just wobbles around. It doesn't have any stability, but as soon as I plug it in, it comes to life. So you can see that there's a red LED there. So that red color indicates it has power, but it's not tracking you. So let's do our tracking symbol, and you can see as soon as I do that, the LED turns green, and now it is tracking my face, just like that. No software, no setup. Plug it in and it works. And you can see it is following me. I'm just moving around the room and it follows me quite well. It's very accurate. Like, it doesn't really lose track of you all that often as long as you're in a mildly well lit room during daytime. Yeah, I had way too much fun playing around with this thing. I mean, there is nowhere you can hide in the front of the monitor. Even if you duck down, it can follow you down. And there it is. I'm actually quite impressed with the colors that this camera can output. And of course, if you hold up your hand to suggest stop tracking, it'll just lock itself in place, and then you can walk out of the frame. It works pretty instantly. The only thing that's slightly gimmicky is the zoom function. Like, I thought there's a different gesture for zoom in and zoom out. There's actually just one gesture. If you do this, it'll zoom in twice and then it'll zoom out twice. Apparently it's the single gesture that zooms in and zooms out. It actually zooms in twice with the same gesture and then zooms out with the same gesture. So it happens sequentially. You can't zoom in and zoom out whenever you like, or how in whichever order you like. It zooms in twice, then zooms out twice. I didn't even tell you to zoom in. Okay, this is something I observed just now as I was talking. So if you're just moving your hands when you talk, it can mistake those for gestures, just like how it happened now. It works well, but just be aware that, it can happen. It can false trigger is what I'm trying to say. I wish there was a different gesture for zoom out. I don't know, maybe zoom in is like this and zoom out is like this. I don't know. I'm not very smart, but I wish there was another zoom out feature so that I can quickly zoom out without zooming in further first. It works fairly well, but sometimes it does lose. Like, if you move very quickly, it loses your face and starts blinking. As soon as you come in front of it though, it'll catch your face and then bring it back. It is ridiculously fast for a AI powered webcam. It's almost as fast as a person handling the cam itself. And I don't think anyone's going to be running around the monitor to lose the camera. So I think it's fine. Now, after using it for a while, I switched it off. Like, I switched off the camera and I stopped the tracking, but I noticed it was getting kind of hot even though it wasn't being used because it was plugged in. So I suggest you disconnect the cable when you're not using it and just turn it around and lock it like that. That way the device doesn't get unnecessarily hot, even though I think it should be fine because it's not a battery powered thing or anything like that. Now it does have microphones as well on top. It has a camera and mic. So let's see how it performs if you use it for like a video call. But this is the quality you can expect on a video call with this camera. I don't even know the name. It just says smart live stream camera. It just says smart live stream camera. So I don't know the name of it. I'll leave it on screen. But this is the average video call you can expect having this thing. So if you tend to move around a lot and you want a camera that follows you, then yeah, it's pretty cool. And you can see how quick it is. Like as soon as you get up, it almost instantly follows you. And I'm right now more than one arm's reach from the camera, and it's maintaining good resolution, even though the lighting is mostly towards the screen. But if I put a little bit of light on my face, I think it tracks even better. But I don't think it needs that much light to begin with. The audio you're hearing right now is from the camera's mic, the webcam's mic, as you can hear. It's not great. So you're gonna have to use a second mic like this to get better quality audio for your video calls. And if you're using a headphone, make sure you use a headset, not a no microphone one like this, something with a microphone. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of the downside of this thing based on my brief usage. The microphones are not amazing. Now, to their credit, on their website, they haven't really mentioned anything exclusively amazing about the microphone. They have just talked about how it can, recognize your face, and it's just about the image quality. Unlike the Insta360, they haven't showcased any like AI noise cancelling mics or whatever. It has a microphone, but most people tend to use their own headset anyways. So that's what I recommend you do. Just use like a normal headphone or an earphone with a mic and then use this for the video. It's not a normal webcam that you just keep on top of your laptop or something. It's supposed to be, or it can be far away, like even on top of your TV. So there's no way it can pick up good audio if it's on a TV somewhere, like a couple of feet away from you. So maybe an upgrade to the microphones would be in order for the second generation of this. But all in all, I'm pretty impressed. Now the footage is a little bit grainy, but the moment you add some light to your face like this, it automatically clears up. Now obviously the test that I did was like a very real world test. I'm not in like a very lab controlled environment with perfect acoustics and perfect lighting. I want to see how a device performs in real world scenarios. Not everyone will have like professional studios in their house, right? Anyway, that's what I think. Overall, yeah, this is a pretty fun toy to have around. I mean, after all this, do I still think it's a novelty? Yeah, I mean, come on, let's be honest. If you are a teacher or anyone who moves around a lot in the camera frame, you will of course take the time to set the phone in a way that it captures a wide angle so that your movements are always in the frame, right? So you don't need a, how much is this? $150, $160 or something. You don't necessarily need a $160 webcam for that. But if you're a tech lover like me, then yeah, I mean, there's no denying that this is a super cool device. I'm really excited to have this among my gadget arsenal. So thanks again to Aicoco for sending this over. I really want to see 30 FPS in the second version of this Aicoco because you are advertising this as a smart live streaming cam. I don't think 25 frames per second is standard for streaming. I think 30 FPS is like the bare minimum for any webcam. I mean, even budget webcams nowadays can do 1080p at 30, so I feel like you should do that. Because 25 frames per second, even though it's fine for video calls, for streaming and recording videos of yourself, even though this thing is more than capable of recording professional looking videos, I mean, it's like a cameraman on its own. It can smoothly track you around and give your video a unique feel, even though there is no one else in the room but you. So that's amazing, but I think that point is defeated by the lower frame rate. So if it was a 30 FPS thing, this can be a legit video camera for many people. So yeah, that's my feedback. Improve the microphones and add at least a 30 FPS option in the coming versions. Resolution is fine. I think 2K is plenty. Many people would be happy with just 1080p, but you have given 2K because you can zoom in and out, which is great. Do that, and I think this is a solid alternative to the Insta360 Link webcam. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll be playing around with this device for a few more days and I'll post any updates that I have in the community tab. That's what I usually do. I post updates in the community section so that you can just look at it in a minute without having to wait for another video. Because I make videos on Mondays and Fridays. If there are any updates in between, I just put it in the community tab as a post so you can get an early preview of whatever I'm working on. If that's something you're interested in, consider subscribing, and if you have any questions on this AI webcam thingy, then let me know in the comments.